Hello, this is Nitin Dahad with the Times. I'm on the Computex show floor and talking to Samarth Vadia, who is CEO and founder of Linq.
Linq, yes,
Okay.
correct.
If you remember on my video interview, on our video interview with the Minister for NSTC, he talked about photonics being one of the key areas that they're looking at. Well, lo and behold, Samarth is actually a photonics semiconductor company and a awardee of a prize from NSTC. So quite coincidental. How's it going?
Great to run into you, Nitin. It's been an exciting 2 days so far, and we are looking forward to the 2 more to come.
So just context, we met first at the Malta Silicon Catalyst event last year, and you were part of that first cohort with Silicon Catalyst EU.
Correct.
In Malta.
Yes.
That's come to an end-ish, and now you're an awardee of this. But tell us more about what you do first, and then we'll talk about the program.
Yeah, for sure.
Silicon photonics is hot right now.
Exactly. So I think everybody is hearing a lot about silicon photonics. We are a company that is building based on programmable silicon photonics hardware for data centers, for AI, essentially, because that's the talk of the hour. And so our technology is to build programmable silicon chips, which are low-loss, very compact, and that allows to scale the density and the number of components on a photonic chip.
How do you make programmable silicon photonics?
So how would you do it? The most classic way to do it would be to apply an electric signal. So our technology is an electro-optic one, which is, as I mentioned, reduces losses and has a very small footprint while being very fast. So that is what allows us to scale the number of components on these chips.
So what about the programmability? What do you mean by that?
So what I mean by it is that when we send information via light, right, we encode this information in amplitude, and then when we want to program it, we need to change this amplitude, and we do it by changing typically a phase in an interferometer.
Okay.
What Jensen has talked about are those ring modulators. That's one way to do it. There are also Mach senders, so there are different modalities to it.
And what's your value proposition? What's your USP? What are you trying to do?
So what we are trying to do is to build these chips to a scale and put so many components on it that we can do something more complex than just building transceivers out of it.
What are the big challenges in doing that, and why can't the market do it right now?
So the market was typically limited to the transceivers because these are very simple chips. These are typically a modulator and a detector, and as soon as you want to put a lot more components, the losses starts adding up. So this limits the signal-to-noise ratio, and by relation, what you can do, what kind of programmability you can do on those chips, right? And that's where we come in.
And now you're about 20 plus people. I guess you'll be looking for funding, but what stage are you at right now?
Yeah,
when were you founded as well?
Yeah, so our origin story is that we are actually a spin-off from LMU Munich, so we are based in Germany.
Okay.
And
you see the German flag there?
Yes, exactly. And we started working on the problem about 4.5 years ago.
Okay.
We bootstrapped so far, and where we stand right now is that our first product, which was launched last year, is now in the hands of our first customers. And what we are doing is now to validate it to go to the volume production and start bringing the value of the technology to the customers.
So with those first customers, it's still proof of concept, or is it beyond that?
It's still proof of concept in a way, so the use cases are being identified, right? And now the next step for us to do is to show the reliability of these devices before they go on the full deployment. So that's kind of the step.
I'm guessing you can't say the name, but what is in a generic term, is that data center customers or?
It's mostly data center customers, right? Starting from hyperscalers to neo clouds or enterprise customers.
And what was the selling point for them that said, okay, we want to try this?
So the selling point is that the optical switching compared to the electronic switching is much more power efficient, about 20 times, right? And it exists, right? It's not a new concept, the optical switching, but it existed in this sense of free space or 3D optical switching. And our value proposition is to bring it to the 2D, reduce the form factor, but also the reliability and cost aspects of it.
Okay, so what's the next milestone for you as a company?
So as a company, the first thing we want to do is to get this 64 radix optical switches out to market in volume, get it really deployed in the data center environment, and with that, go to the volume production with that. That's why we are in Taiwan, and we will talk about that more. But also to then utilize our technology for other products and bring more photonics into data center, because this is clearly the trend we see.
So you won an award with NSTC. We talked about it with the minister earlier this week, but tell us what that means for you as a company. What did you get, and what does that involve?
So what we get from this prize is first a support from ITRI, which is the organization where the UMC and TSMC spun off of.
Yep.
And they provide us the access to the Taiwanese semiconductor ecosystem and the photonics ecosystem. So what we are looking for here is the foundry partners, but also packaging partners, so the OSATs and OEMs, that allows us to go from our chip design all the way to deployment in the data center.
And you get a financial reward as well, right?
Yes, that's correct. So we also get a lending prize, which allows us to then engage and potentially expand our presence here in Taiwan. So we are looking forward to that.
And given the presence of Taiwan in the global ecosystem, it's probably a good place to consider, isn't it?
It definitely is, and also for photonics, we clearly see that there are all different parts of the value chain that are present here, and we can really work with all sets of partners to go and get this from a technology to actually a product which is produced at low cost at very high volume.
Well, Samarth, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nitin.
And good luck.
Thank you so much.
Okay.